In this video, I'll be recapping all of the transfer rumors related to Manchester United in the last 1 week. I will also be showing you some stats and graph to help you figure out exactly how the player is. The first rumor, which is the strongest rumor currently, is Joao Neves from Benfica. There are already reports that United has made an informal bid of around 51 million for him, which was rejected. And the next rumors are that United are going to go in again with an improved bid of around 71 million. The problem here is he has a release clause in his contract for around 120 million euros. And we all know how stubborn Benfica can be with their prices, especially how they sold Enzo Fernandez for exactly that much price to Chelsea. Now, why does United want Joao Neves? The first thing is that he's very young, only 19, but for his age, his stats are amazing. He is the engine in the midfield. He runs Benfica's engine. He's all over the pitch. He makes great passes, does great dribbling, and he has a high defensive intensity as well. I would say that he's more of an 8 than a 6. So here the interesting thing. If we have the midfield of Neves, Menu, and Fernandes, in this we won't have a dedicated number 6. But Neves and Menu can both interchange at the 6th position, defensively, and they can both go forward as well. So we would have a very fluid, attacking, possession-based midfield. And maybe that's what Ineos planning to do here. Neves has been what Menu has been for us. A young, talented, you know, possession-based midfielder for Benfica. Moving on, the next biggest rumor is linking United to Branthwaite, Jared Branthwaite of Everton. He's young. He did a loan at PSV the previous year, and now he's been playing regularly for Everton. So you just know that his defensive ability is very solid because he has been playing under Sean Dyche. But once again, the problem is money. Everton want 75 million for him because he's a young British talent, so of course English tax. But the favor for United is that Everton have to sell a player before June 30th to meet the FFP problem. So United are trying to get a deal done for 40-50 million. We have two other links for the LCB position. The first alternative is Gonzalo Inacio, who Fabrizio has confirmed himself that United are discussing about it. And the other is Mark Guehi from Crystal Palace. So these are the three options for a LCB. Now, if you look at this pick where I'm comparing all three of the LCB options, Branthwaite, Inacio, and Guehi, you can see why we want Branthwaite, right? He's young and he's defensively very solid, whether it's aerial or defensive percentage. The thing about defensive actions is that that's very high for Branthwaite because Everton is always sitting back and under high pressure. So that's always going to be in favor for him. On the other hand, you can see why we want Inacio. Yes, he is not defensively in high percentiles, but that's because Sporting is never under that much pressure. On the other hand, his carrying and passing percentiles are very, very high. And that's a huge asset for United. Because if Martinez continues to be stay injured, if we have Inacio, we can cover that deficit in the club and help us to continue playing, passing based football, which we haven't been able to do this year. So in this one, I would say Inacio because not only would he be cheaper, but he's a lot more solid on the ball. Now, if you have liked my video so far, then I would really appreciate if you can click on the like and subscribe button below to be a part of the community and to be notified of future uploads. Moving on, let's talk about our next biggest rumor, which is Michael Olise. Now, we all know Olise is a very talented winger, right? And we have had issues on the right wing anyways. He is young and he's very solid creatively and attackingly. The issue here once again comes that United is being very slow in the market. Because Ten Hag's future has not been decided, there has not been any movement in the market for United. On the other hand, Chelsea want Olise and they're already negotiating with him. So in this case, it's a race against time and there is very high chance that Olise might go to Chelsea. There are a lot of reports that Olise wants to join United, but he doesn't know if there will be an offer from United because Olise's price tag is from 60 to 70 million, his release clause. So once again, a very high price taking a majority of our money. The first alternative to Michael Olise in case Chelsea get him is Desiree Doué, who's an 18-year-old from Rennes. United are linked to him because he's basically a wonder kid. Despite being only 18, he's very, very creative and very, very good on the ball. And in this picture right here, I'm comparing Doué, Olise, and Garnacho. You can see exactly why we want Olise, right? Not only is he an attacking threat, but creatively he's amazing. And that's what we have been missing on our wings for a long time. Someone who can create for other players. On the other hand, you can see Doue, who's almost as good as Garnacho just based on the stats, right? I know stats aren't everything, but it helps to give us a picture of all around of the player. But one thing to note in this is that Olise has played the least minutes out of all three of these players, which is something to be concerned about because Olise is injury prone. And the advantage for Doue is that he's going to be a lot more cheaper than Michael or Olise. I really do hope that United get the Ten Hag situation done soon and then move on to these transfer targets because Olise will definitely move to some other club and United need to be fast in the transfer window. Moving on, we have other defensive links as well. For the left centre back position, it's branthwaite, Guehi, and Inacio. On the other hand, for the right centre back position, because Varane is leaving, we have Todibo, right? And Todibo has been amazing for Nice. He is one of the top defender in the French league, and he's probably going to be pretty cheap as well because of Sir Jim links, right? But we have also got pretty good alternatives to him. The first alternative is Lenny Yoro, which you might not have heard about, but he's a very talented wonder kid, 18 years old from Lille, right? And he's aerially very strong, very strong, which we need in our team, especially if he's going to play next to Martinez. And he's amazing on the ball. His long passing, short passing, both have been pretty good. And the third option is Bremer from Juventus because there's a chance that we might get Bremer if we do a player swap for Greenwood. And in this picture here, I'm comparing all three of them. And you can see why Todibo is the top choice. Not only would he probably be the cheapest out of the three, but he's probably the best all around as well. Whether it's carrying, passing, aerially, defensive, he's probably the best out of the three and the cheapest. So that's probably the transfer we really have to get it done in the summer. On the other hand, Lenny Euro can be a really good option as well because he's only 18. The problem with Lenny Euro is it's not that he's expensive. He's probably going to be around like 20-30 million. But the problem is that he's linked to Real Madrid and it might be a situation similar to Camavinga, where even though he was linked to us and Madrid were putting in a bid, because Madrid also put the bid in that he went to Madrid. And that is what might happen here as well. Moving on to the central defensive midfielder, which we know we want a player in because Casemiro is leaving. And there are basically three players linked here. First is Yusuf Fofana from Monaco. Next is Hoylund from Sporting. And the third is Andre Onana from Everton. Now, we all have seen Onana throughout the season for Everton and how athletically good he is. He's pace, he has got power, and he's defensively very solid. And on this page, I'm comparing all three of them. And surprisingly, it's Fofana who comes out on top. If you compare the three of them, Fofana is definitely the oldest of the three. But he's the best all-rounder defensive midfielder as well. Because not only is he solid defensively, but he is great at passing and carrying the ball. On the other hand, if you look at Onana, he's not as good as Fofana at passing or carrying the ball, but he's the best defensively. In my opinion, I think we should go for Fofana because not only is he experienced, but he also seems to be the best all-around defender. That he's not only a guy who sits in the front of the defense, but he can provide something attackingly as well. Now, these were the major rumors linking PS United. And moving on, we have some small links, The first one is for the left back position, and it's Fabrizio confirming that it's Kerkez from Bournemouth who's being linked to United. I don't really know much about him, but he seems to be a very talented young left back. I don't think we move for him until the later stages of the summer window, because the reports are that United are focusing on three areas. First is centre back, next is a central defensive midfielder, and the third is a striker. After that comes a left back, right wing, and another CB. So talking about striker, there aren't many links currently, except one, which is Benjamin Sesko. I think we have all known about Sesko for a long time because he was linked to us earlier as well, especially under Ragnick. And Fabrizio himself has said that United, Chelsea, and Arsenal, all three of them have put a project, like a informal B in front of Sesko, and it's not Sesko's chance to choose where he wants to go. So I think this is gonna stretch out for the whole summer, and it will only get solved around August or something. Now, these were all the rumors to incomings at the club. As for outgoings, the saddest of them is probably the Bruno rumors, where multiple reports are coming out that Bruno might leave the club if he doesn't see that the club is being ambitious And it's being said that Saudi is going to try for Bruno with a huge bid. I really don't want to see Bruno to leave, but let's hope he stays. Other than that, there have been links that we are going to offer a 1 year contract to Evans, which is not a surprise because he's cheap, he's experienced, and he has been pretty good. Do I want that to happen? I think that it's showing a lack of ambition from Ineos. Like they were saying, they want to get young players, talented players, and yet they're offering a 1 year extension to a 36-year-old. I get why they're doing it, but just a lack of ambition. There are links that Amrabat might stay at the club. Like it's not decided whether he's going to be sent back to Fiorentina or his buy clause is going to be triggered. It's not decided yet. Then moving on, the Ten Hag drama is still going on. It's been 2 weeks. They are still discussing managers. There are still rumors that he might stay, he might not stay. Like I've been disappointed with Ineos, right? Because how slow they have been. Not only for this Ten Hag drama, but also for Dan Ashworth. They came in Christmas. It's now June, more than 6 months, and we still don't have a director of football. And I don't know why they're so obsessed with Dan Ashworth. Like there are better DOF available. I don't know what happened to Paul Mitchell-Links because he lives in Manchester. He is a Manchester United fan. He doesn't even have a job right now, and he's very highly regarded in the industry. And yet, Ineos is stuck on Dan Ashworth for some reason, which just seems weird to me. I think that all of these rumors are like kind of random, and I wouldn't trust most of them because until the Ten Hag thing gets decided, I don't think that it gets any transfer finalized. So let me know in the comments down below which you think is the transfer we are gonna do early. Out of all these targets we have discussed, which one do you think will buy first? In my opinion, it's probably gonna be Todibo. Now, if you watched my videos so far, then I would really appreciate if you can click on the like and subscribe button below. And in case you missed it, I made a video making a tier list on keep, bench, sell, and you can click on this link right here to watch it, where I talked about the whole United squad and how to do the rebuild. I'll see you all again in the next video, which is probably going to be the Ten Hag news, hopefully. And thank you for watching this video. Goodbye.